domestic matchup. Those can always be quite entertaining, so we'll see if it's going to be a close one. Is there a 2-0 in this for Sprout? We will soon find out. Tizian and Tabson will both have flashbangs, HE grenades, and smokes. So very interested to see what the plan is there. We're seeing more HE grenades in pistol rounds, I'm noticing. Timing is a little off for the HE above the ladder. Towards B, there will be a one as well. 2 grenades thrown, 2 apples thrown if you will, but no poisonous bites taken.
Yeah, the question will be, you know, is Cressy going to be on a long lurk here towards Ivy? Is he going to try and make contact, sell a fake outside? Because all 3 of these players are swinging out of upper right now. First one goes into Tizian, he falls to Favin. And now Searson pressed over at lower ramp. He'll have to fall back as he gets bailed out by Zantares. And you know, Slacks takes a 1 tap to the face, but Zantares grabs another onto Favin, and now it's a 3-on-4. Sprout on the low end of that, and Zantares is having a hell of a first round here.
Yeah, the bomb was dropped a little earlier on. Sprout needs to try and collect it. Can see Speedy entertaining. Cressy needs a multi-frag here. He is being looked for though. That was the first one. There's the second one gone as well. Suddenly it's even, but not for long as Speedy's left alone in one spot. Got to press on though. Stuck in no man's land, completely exposed. And there will be the pistol round for Big.
Yeah, I mean, the long flank did come in, found 2, but ultimately Sprout falling on the site. It's Zantares that really just kind of blew up that strat. Weren't able to gain the ground, and any space they did create was quickly negated, and Big take the pistol. And, you know, as far as, you know, a train pick goes, I mean, it would be really comfortable, I think, for Sprout to come out, win pistol, maybe grab the first 3. You know, that would really just kind of cement my confidence in this pick for them to actually take this series. But early lead here for Big, and I expect them to, considering this is train, you know, you can absolutely have rounds where Deagles open things up and maybe you can get an eco, but Sprout selecting to mostly full save here.
Tabson with some forward control. Limited risk while holding the MP9. It's the FAMASs you don't want getting into the hands of Sprout mainly.
Dennis drawing the attention. Cressy swings. And over here towards Ivy, I mean, this is probably one of the most difficult spots, at least in my opinion, to play on train. And especially on these rounds where you can just have a Deagle holding an angle on you. Oof. Can definitely get painful real quick.
Yeah, one of the most important positions to play on train as well. On CT side. Very important when the bomb plants are coming through, as we will see as this game of train progresses. One of the last times we'll see train for a while. Well, Zantares going in dry. That'll cost him. Sprout being patient now. And again, we spoke about the FAMASs getting into the hands of Sprout. That's exactly what's happened. Oh my God. That is quite a difference maker. Shadow spotted of Speedy, and that will allow him to be taken care of. Well, there are 2 kills for Sprout in that round, which I think is not too shabby. I think Big could have played a tighter game there with the peeks into main late on, but there we go.
Yeah, Tabson had control of team mid really early on in that round, and I guess he had just kind of conceded it. Zantares thinking it's still clear, walks in, gives a free one away to a Glock, but you know, two frags, not the end of the world. You don't really lose any weapons, rebuy some armor, but ultimately Sprout had a low investment round in the previous one, so this will be a full buy, 5 AKs coming after them, and a lot of utility, and so see what they do with it here. A little bit of an early outside pressure. Nades come through, mollies go out. Dennis swings from Pop Dog, finds, ooh, the tail end of one on Bomb Train. Doesn't get the frag though. Tabs and Keto all finding frags. And now it's just Favin in a 1v3 as the explosive action comes to a real quick halt.
Doable for Favin. Not anymore. Tizian with a crouch pick, that'll be enough. 3 plays survive for Big.
I'm not really sure what that Sprout strat was supposed to... Sprat? Was it Sprat was supposed to actually look like? Seemed like maybe that it was like the 5-6 train had actually caught part of that smoke that he just tried to bounce off the ground and gave an angle to Keto over here at E-Box to just clean up. And the nade damage was just so impactful for Big, and considering that was a full buy from Sprout, you know, a little bit of a bonus for Big. They're rolling in dough right now. Already getting an op onto Keto.
Oh, that's a nice way to open the proceedings.
Goodbye.
Again, Speedy wants Big to engage him in those narrow channels of train. There's not much correction to be done if your crosshairs at head level. So it's very favorable to just go fishing constantly with the Deagle. Oh, Citizen's going to take things into his own hands, it looks like. Got the aggression here from Tizian as well. Focusing on the right-hand side, but we can see some creep from the left. The timing might be just perfect for Tizian. Citizen having a look there. Got some jump peaks happening as well. Well, Big have lost 2 players, so this is still looking dangerous for them. Santares has been deagled as well.
Yeah, Big's taking control of Whitehall's right here, but there's a lot of space open outside. Peter's got to shut it down, misses one. In real danger now, as there's only 1 player left for Big, and that's Searson. Low HP as well.
Yeah, we saw Big try to, I think, rotate down the ladder to help, but they couldn't. And this has turned into a disastrous round for them. Not everybody, he's even got Kevlar for Sprout. He's looked a little shaky early on. This is not supposed to be the round, but if you're going to mess up, better happens early than late. Still a chance for Sis, and as I say that, he'll eat one in the face. And Sprout win an extremely unlikely round.
Yeah, and I think it really just comes off that opener from Speedy, right? Like, you know, you dropped one outside, and as soon as you get the information that 2 have pushed up into Whitehall's, just so fully committed up towards that. Pushing through Brown Halls, grabbing that control for bathrooms is great, but that means a very weakened outside maximum. 2 players there. Sprout keying on that real quick and just start to take space. And Keto, who I just had mentioned, investing a shit ton of money into that round. You know, full utility with an op. You know, willing to spend that much of a budget just to handle an eco and then just to lose it like that. That's painful. Slacks gets a free one. And now Sprout grabbing their first round. Searson on this ladder with the Zeus. I want to see it.
I like the idea of the Zeus on the upper B ladder.
Yeah.
Because you can really elevate your position. I need to do some experiments with it. Already to the 5-7 maybe. It is a slight blind spot up close. Wow, very strange start for Big, all things considered. Sprout suddenly with all the advantage, but we've seen that Big have gone for quite a hard eco here. Looking to buy in the next round, I would imagine.
I think I could count on one hand the amount of Zeus kills I've ever gotten.
I don't even know how to buy it. I literally don't even know what menu it's in.
That's fair. I'm pretty sure it's equipment. But I don't know the number keys off the top of my head. I don't buy with the scroll wheel, so.
I miss the text menu days.
Me too.
Where I feel oppressed by having the wheel forced on me.
I hate it.
I
want
only
the
use
minimal.
the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the little text was perfect. It was amazing. Like, why isn't that a thing?
Simple buy menu would be fantastic.
I have requested this.
Yeah.
But I think it's an extremely niche thing, so I guess the argument is why would we spend development time on this?
You know, it's funny.
Anything else?
In the middle of, like, it was a few years ago, floating equipment above your teammates' heads, you know what I'm talking about, the teammate.
What, like we're seeing on this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had mentioned that on a Flom stream, actually. And within 24 hours, Valve had released the update. So they listen. Just not always when you want to. Simple buy menu win. Look at this run boost. Ooh, Slacks gets the better of Keto, who had no idea that was coming. Beautiful shot, beautiful run boost. Fantastic opener over at Ivy. Again, such a difficult position to play sometimes, and even if you double up on it, there's just no way to trade that frag.
You never see that kill landed.
No.
They're just crossing most of the time. That is not what Big were expecting. They'll have big problems in round number 6. How can they respond to this on the CT side? They've got smokes up around the Ivy area. Sprout still showing some position. That wooden panel at the entrance to A main, by the way, on Old Inferno, they had the same one next to the dark spot, and you could slide up on it and get a peek over the top, but it wasn't very easy to do.
Talking about the pallet?
Yeah.
Oh.
The one that's leading against the
yeah.
trash thing. Yeah. Exactly the same one was on Old Inferno. It's 34 seconds. Sprout really playing the slow game here, which has proven popular on Train of late. He's very nervous for the CT. He's not really sure what's happening, but when you see the bomb, you certainly are. Futman's got to pick a right timing for this. See, Zantares has got the flicks. He's got to execute the volley instead and get deleted by Tizian. 17 seconds, and I don't see the bomb plant happening. They've just collected the bomb right now. You can see Tabson on the bomb site itself, and he needs to stay alive now. Just run distraction. He'll do more than that. Headshot onto Slacks, and Spiddy finds himself alone. 2 kills for Sprout, so it seems it will be a long game of Train on this T side. But on this occasion, Big survived the test.
Yeah. And a hero hold from Tabson on Bomb Train. I mean, 13 seconds left on the clock. Finds one of the slacks, able to convert the second. And considering how well this round started out for Sprout, they had all the map control. Found the opener with a fantastic run boost. That's a tough thing to ask, you know, just 4v4 after that pick. And I guess, you know, kind of like you were saying, there's a really like neurotic feeling as a CT when you have no information around the map. You're down a man. And, you know, you can tell the T's are just waiting out your utility. So you have this inkling, okay, we just hold on to it a little bit longer. But CTs ran out of that real quick. And so I really thought that Sprout was going to be able to exploit that, find the openers. Didn't happen.
Sprout will be back on the buy in round number 7. AWP for Slacks, AKs for the rest. Interested to see if we'll see a Kree later on. There'll be 2 AWPs for Big now, Keto and Searson. Searson's definitely turned into a fan favorite with the AWP. Got grenades to deter an early pick, it seems. But Searson's just run straight through the molly, the smoke rather. In the meantime, we've got a fast airplay towards the A bomb site. Zantares running to his death. 3-on-3 now as Sprout breached the choke points. Got a big rotation coming in, no pun intended. Tizian in connector at present. Flashbangs flying over, bomb being planted. Tizian trying to stop it. We've got a T swinging around the smoke now, trying to find him. Running out of bullets though, but the last few will eliminate Cressy, making it a 2 versus 3 for Sprout. Trying to hold on to this bomb now. We've got utility flying forward. Slacks playing high risk, high reward. Down to 3 HP now. Farm's got a lot to do, looking for that second kill. And it gets worse for Sprout. They planted a bomb, but they won't win the round.
Yeah, I like the play call from Sprout, recognizing, okay, we just handed them an op. You know, you're going to be playing against double ops. The slow default doesn't really matter if you can milk the utility out of the CTs because you're just, you know, so exposed at so many angles when you're actually executing the bomb site. So I like to do it, you know, just kind of sprint at the A bomb site, get the bomb plant down quickly. You know, they manage their trades pretty well going in, but ultimately that double op does pay off in the end for Big. They do retain both of them. So 5-2, Sprout still making this competitive, keeping the economy of Big in check. And on Train, I mean, especially when you're kind of relying on, so we got 2 AUGs, we got 2 ops. You know, if you could find a way to reset Big and make them uncomfortable, push them away from being able to just, you know, play this style, I still count this looking like good half for Sprout so far.
Double AKs, triple deagle for Sprout. Looking to stunt the growth of Big on their CT side. Now, Big have had a few examples, a few engagements with which to learn from with these Desert Eagles, the angles, the plays around main and such. Big currently with 2 players around the Ivy area, and the Lurker Cressy will start to move away from Ivy, perhaps to collect the bomb. I do wonder if it'll be a play towards B. You can see Dennis holding an angle for now.
Yeah, they haven't tested B quite yet. And I mean, look at the difference in Big. They're playing so respectful now. They understand they've got 4 scoped weapons, play the range. The execute comes in at inner.
Dennis pressing forward, trying to control connector and limit the rotation. There'll be a flashbang for the CTs to swing. Dennis tries to avoid it, but he can't. Great utility support play there. And the push comes through from Big. Sprout limited in their options now. 2 players remaining looking for damage. The bomb plant looking extremely unlikely. Keto starting to warm up, some target practice for him as Big finds 6.
What a flash from Tizian to kind of like really just stop that sidewalk push. Dennis just full blind, had no chance. That's a convincing round win from Big. You know, it wasn't exactly a full buy at all from Sprout, only had 2 AKs, but full buy will come out. And they found some success, you know, at different paces, I guess, at outside. But I wonder whether or not, you know, Sprout maybe lean towards Ivy or try and test inner again with full kits. But double op still in play for Big, 6-2.
You see Spidius looking for a potential fast one in. Flashbangs were there, the chain flashes, but on this occasion does not pull the trigger. Big have been very aggressive around the B bomb site. We saw it very early on in this half. We previously, again, we can see that T smoke on the radar towards upper B, trying to thwart any AWP picks. Big had a 2-man push on the previous round, where they just ignored that and went straight through it. Again, it's a port flashbang, and Tizian will land a headshot onto Farvan. And you'll see that there is a lack of presence there. Beyond that one player, Dennis is creeping around though, but there's no alarm to be raised by Big. No fast push into the B bomb site. You see Slacks and Prezi lurking by Ivy, waiting for these CT smokes to go, and I think Big will be playing it from the inside of the site. We can see Searson holding angles towards Ivy with the AWP from the bomb train itself. And again, time starts to go low. Sprout light on utility at this point. Big lining up for a late pop flash. Slacks is going to eat it. Doesn't fire a shot though. But they know there is presence here. The smoke comes out. 29 seconds. Another pop flash. Not the result they were looking for. There's a chance to Sprout now, but so much has to go their way with such little time on the clock. And Keto from Sandwich pops out. Dennis Prezi falls as well. And Spiddy's left alone. 1v3 with the bomb. Trying to breach a choke point. On this occasion, the answer is no. And Big move to 7.
Yeah, and this really just starts off the first frag over at Brown Halls. You know, Big's able to lean that rotator back towards outside. And that's just an extra set of utility in place at the right time to delay Sprout from getting any kind of map control. You know, you're delayed over at E-Box at Ivy. And so any kind of outside push is just going to be broken up. You know, you're going to have disjointed pushes at different times. And right there, I mean, maybe if you get that kill over at Sandwich, you know, you enable your T-Con player to get out, get some space, maybe even clear E-Box.
Nice.
Huge frag grenade damage coming in early on.
Yeah, we see it attempted by Sprout as well in the middle of that bomb train. We can see some boost there for a sniper sometimes, but not just yet. Oh, Dennis. Unfortunately, he's so blind. Keto with the crouch, barely surviving. That could have been interesting. Sprout looking to have some impact in terms of damage here. The AWP so close, but Xantara's going to protect it. Look at the robot aim. Running out of bullets, running out of time. Farvan has to be forced onto the reload as well, otherwise that might have been a third kill. Some spicy rounds, but Big maybe growing with confidence and momentum now.
Not just that, but they have an economy that is just booming. They've got money to buy for rounds and after rounds, and so it's 8-2, and I'm kind of worried about Sprout. They found a little bit of success just by these standard outside pushes quickly. You know, you maybe are able to get a bomb plant once or twice and a half, but beyond that, like, this has been a big show start to finish, and so I think double op's really paying off for them. For Sprout, I don't even know, you know, if the executes aren't working, if you can't actually isolate those angles well enough, James, you know, it's tough to say what you could be doing better here.
Yeah, let's not forget one of the 2 rounds that Sprout won was an eco round, which then put Big into an eco. So those are the rounds they have so far, which are not promising. We haven't really seen any success in any replicable fashion. But maybe this is the round number 11. They could still get a good score from this half Sprout. Now would be a great time to change their fortunes. The 2 AWPs persist for Big. And again, Searson through that T-smoke that they keep throwing. They know what Searson would like to do, but he is undeterred, it seems. He has a lot of information towards B as well, but we can see there's a proactive push-up Ivy from Sprout, being held by Keto from the middle of the bomb train, but he is moving over elsewhere now, just as Sprout is starting to emerge, and Tabson has to hold that down. You can see Keto, that allows him to move back into position. If Tabson loses that duel, then Ivy's completely open, eats the flashbang and loses his angle now. And that's going to be an issue, or is it? We can see a creep from Tizian. As long as they keep good angles on the bomb sites itself, then Tizian can certainly help. Keto, is he going to walk into the angle? Oh, he's actually got a superior one. Oh, straight in the face, through the box. Gets tagged first, but he has, again, the headshot certainly helping there.
Okay.
Those stereo frags from Sprout. Now we're in a 3v3. That's a lot of information for Big, though. Searson still creeping, some jiggling from Farvan. Surely he starts to look down. This is surely a free one for Searson. Indeed, it will be. Bomb now towards Ivy. Potential chance to rotate towards B. Oh, maybe not anymore. Down goes Dennis, down goes the bomb. And again, it becomes a question of damage for Cressy. 24 seconds. No one connected. There is a chance for him to plant the bomb. A long spray on Tabson. 10 bullets left in the magazine. 18 seconds. He's really got to pick up that bomb. That is the key. Big notes down, and Keto has the angle for the cross.
Yeah, and Big dominating this Brown Hall area is just causing so many problems for Sprout. The rotations are all just static. I mean, they don't need to move at all. They know exactly where Sprout is. And, you know, really at the start of that round, Speedy just caught on a weapon switch, a really heartbreaking duel lost, and that's a coin flip right there between Keto and Slacks. Keto ends up winning it out through the box, but, you know, 3v3 ensues right after that. Really looking like a few different rounds here in this half. Sprout probably should have been able to close out. Maybe that's one of them. But a fast outside peek from T-Con doesn't actually yield anything. Well, maybe he's going to pursue that a bit further. Does not.
Oh, oh my days. Okay, different approach from Tizian, but the fast peek, the swing with the Desert Eagle proving successful. High ground grenade still not hitting the mark, and Dennis is trying to show presence, trying to pull rotation. We can see the bomb has intentions towards A. Oh, this is another one. It looks like, at this point, I'm calling a round win for Sprout.
Oh, man.
Looking for the multi-frag now. He's got information on one. He could actually stand next to him. He could just follow him and look towards connector with the elevation. Sisson's got no idea, though. Oh, on a reload as well. Dennis gets there eventually, and we can see now Xantara is starting to wander. And Dennis just waiting, has allowed the rotation. The bomb's being planted on the B bomb site now. There's a jump peek from Xantares again, but he can't bait the shot, but he is baiting in a different way because it's Keto's turn now. Oh, he's gone for the no-scope while he was throwing a grenade, but he will get it on the second attempt. They've got 4 more players to find big. They could lose it all in this round. I think the odds are probably in Sprout's favor because of the angle and the bomb being planted. Taps him down to 63 HP. Speedy not making a play just yet. Pops out for a headshot. And I think it's safe territory for Big. Xantares, though, will run to his doom, proving to be a very expensive round. All the rounds Sprouts have won have just been screw-ups by Big, if you will. Well, to some degree screw-ups, but sometimes you get one deek as well. Keto tried to hold on to the AWP, but the flash comes a little bit too late.
Yeah, no, this is the first time that I've seen Sprout. I mean, it comes off of a 1 deek from Dennis that really probably shouldn't have happened. Maybe an overextension from Big at upper. But regardless, I mean, you finally get that frag, and it's like, oh, well, you know, Big has so much confidence that we're not going to be pressuring inner throughout the round. We're going to be passively holding Brown Hall. He's here, so let me just go ahead and risk my life maybe, but try and get as deep as I can up towards oil and inner. Dennis finding that second frag really just cemented things for Sprout.
Yeah, I think screw up is a bit too much to say. Maybe in the first round that Sprout won, but wide swing and a deagle, that's Counter-Strike. Slacks finds himself in the ladder room early. We see some shortcomings for Big now. It's Tizian's turn to find effect with Desert Eagle. Some sound cues for Slacks. Sees the trajectory as well, but Keto is lurking with an AWP of his own.
I just realized that Tizian is on a deagle. I knew their money was going to be a little bit limited in this round, but the double op's a little bit more important for them, at least perceived on the side of Big. Keto has the opener onto Slacks, and that is, you know, not the first, well, I guess maybe the first op pick, but
that could be collected later, or we could see a 3 AWP round for Big if Tizian goes to collect. He's on the B bomb side, they're pretty committed, so that looks unlikely. And there are T's heading in his direction while we're seeing presence over here. But what would the play be? The bomb's towards Ivy, so if they're going to try and make an entry towards B, then things are going to get very weird. So far, not so good. Angle lost by Sisson, but he forces his way back in. Cressy now curling his way into connector, but Keto has the angle. Hasn't quite seen the barrel of the gun, though. And where does the bomb go? Rotated away from the Ivy position. It's making its way in towards main now. CHE grenade, Cressy on the high ground. That's going to be really crucial. Sisson rotating, maybe towards the ladder room. Oh, he sees a foot down 7 HP, and he just about escaped Speedy. 21 HP between the two players. Cressy's position is key. Keto's very limited in where he can go. He will rely on Sisson. Sisson knows that there has been a leg, so he pulls the pistol out. Do they know that they're both low?
I think he knows exactly where he is. He saw where the bomb was planted at least.
Oh, my days. Well then, down to the 1v1. It's Speedy that remains. Keto does not have a defuse kit, though. He really has to find them fast. Oh. He actually hits him down to 2. I think he had 7, didn't he?
That's so
brutal.
Close.
I'm not sure if he would have had time to defuse the bomb afterwards, but we'll never know now.
That's so close. And Keto, I mean, 20-9 right now. This man's letting at the scoreboard, and that's not the first time that we've seen Slacks get picked as the opener. I thought it maybe was the first, but that's, you know, the second or third time that I've seen Keto specifically finding the op duel on Slacks and getting the better of him. Considering that's the way that round started, a 5v4. But Cressy just playing like a rat towards Ivy has just found an opening so many times against Big. I'm sure they've identified that problem as they're pushing it now, but Vision already feeling the pressure over here at Inner. Tabson's here to help him out.
Even though the rounds Sprout have won have been a struggle, they've done just enough to get 6 rounds in this half, which is fantastic. Doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you do it. Not sure if there's anything left in this half for Big, with the buy they have and the distinct lack of money.
Yeah, this Ivy battle for Cressy is being consistently won by Sprout, just hasn't always produced the best results. Faven over here above Pop Dog, just anxiously awaiting the so patient from Zentares, but I'm nervous for them both. It seems like Sprout's just kind of patiently waiting this round out. Maybe it looked like they, with that Brown Hall control, would go towards Inner, but ladder control ensuing.
Now you throw the HEs.
Do they, though?
Instead, he's a goner.
There it is.
Well, he's also still a goner, so that's pretty good. 35 seconds left as Sprout look to split the A bomb site. Don't want to run the clock down too much. Although they have 5 players alive, so there's plenty of trade fragging potential and area control. Spiddy fishing on the B bomb site, and they'll see there's only 1 player on A. So there are 4 versus 1 on the A bomb site, but as we can see, Tabson has slipped away. Looking to hold on to the scout for the last round, which is interesting. I thought maybe they would try and do something with the low time on the clock there. There's always a chance to cause some anarchy, but they'll prioritize the weaponry for the last round. Tizian collecting an AK-47 now. There goes Tabson. He still had Ivy control to some degree while that bomb was being planted. Well, he had Ivy presence. I'm sure there was an angle being held by a Sprout player, but Sprout will indeed move to 5.
Yeah, Tizian wise to try and hold on to this AK that was so graciously donated by Speedy, but like you said, potentially for Sprout getting 9-6 on this half, that's very comfortable. And for Big, this was looking so good. They had so much money built up, but it's so expensive, of course, to keep double up in play if you're not picking one up every round. So grabbing their 5th is Sprout, securing what I believe will be a pretty firm economic advantage in this round, as we're just going to see Deagles, a Scout, a Famas. And the 1 AK saved by Tizian, of course, that may come into play, at least towards Inner. See whether or not he tries to get aggressive with it, maybe try and find an early advantage for Big, but an early fast play coming outside from Sprout again. Nice,
feeling confident now. They know that the other team are weak, but Dennis needs some backup here. He's on an island at the moment. Faven is on the way to help him. We can see the swing from the CTs, and Faven's in the right place at the right time. Santara's looking for 2. Maybe 1 will be enough. Big Clan 2 versus 3. Scout collected by Keto now. And just like that, Sprout make it to 6. A difficult T side, but he still get a pretty damn good score, I think it's fair to say. We'll see who takes the lead in the second pistol rather, after the break. 9 rounds for Big, 6 rounds for Sprout. Now, if you are expecting Sprout to come out victorious on Train, then I think 6 rounds on the T side may be a point of confidence. We can see in the Unicorn odds that they are still a considerable underdog. I think those odds may be very generous for this map. A lot can be done with 6 rounds on the board. How are you feeling about the current situation? I'm
feeling good, but something that is worrying me is Slacks has lost this AWP battle so many times in the first half. You know, seeing Keto as confident as he was, he might not actually be AWPing at all on this T side, but I think for Sprout, something that was going well for them against FaZe the other day was confident play from Slacks on the CT side, so we'll see it here in this half. But an interplay coming into the pistol here from Big. First frag for Xantares on a Speedy. Grabs another one.
That last shot of the magazine is absolutely crucial, and Big are utterly deleted by the Glocks. Even with the worst range, you land that headshot and you really do change the situation. PDQ pretty damn quickly. Xantares was in full turret mode then. My God, that last bullet of the magazine was used very well indeed. That was an extremely quick push into the B bomb site. And that means that Big win both pistol rounds. They won a consecutive rounds on their first half. We'll see if they can do the same here. We see that there is a big force buy from, you know what, every time I commentate Big, I just can't use the word big.
Yeah, it's a real problem.
It's just not in my mind to be like, well, a large force buy just doesn't sound the same. Anyway, we've got 2 scouts and a number of Desert Eagles from Sprout. We could take one of those scouts away though, because Slacks has been annihilated, but Cressy is here. Tizian elevating his position. Got to be careful creeping around the smoke because it may be a bad angle for him. Oh, Cressy, what are you doing? Looking for an ace. He's almost there, running out of bullets. But maybe he's done enough.
Oh my
It's
God.
absolute carnage. It's anarchy on the A bomb site. There'll be no consecutive round for Big.
I'm going to do it. Big round there from Sprout. No, seriously, that was insane. I mean, Xantares swinging out of T-Con, so confident towards E-Box. Left side bomb train, smoke is in place. And you see him get that first headshot, and it just seems like he's about to go farm every eco, but Cressy on bomb train just locking it down, man. Snap of the wrist finds that second 1D, and that was sexy. Hopefully we get a replay at some point of that, but 10-7, Sprout immediately eco Big. Call it an eco, I guess was a force buy, but
HG's upstairs will continue.
I haven't seen any of those yield a single point of damage yet.
No, not yet.
Big was sending him up there through the whole half. And on the other side of the map towards Ivy, Favin just gets a face full of 50 cal.
And if you're lining up a smoke from above the ladder towards Ivy, for example, you're going to eat that grenade. And it's Sprout's turn to be proactive and creep into A main. Now, you don't normally see the CTs go beyond that position. But again, well, let's see where these big plays are headed. They've got 1 minute on the clock. Sprout have established that main is open. However, they still have only Speedy towards the B bomb site. So they don't think they've got complete information just yet. We can see Tizian hiding in the smoke, but have a look at that angle. Oh, God. Caught with a grenade in his hand. A little late there, Snacks. A little greedy, but not punished on this occasion. And it's not slapped in the cookie jar, but Cressy certainly is. Keto not going to outstay his welcome there. Not assuming that this is all clear. See him posting up now. We'll see if then starts to... Has he seen him? I'm not sure. It's hard to tell with the X-ray, but there will be a grenade. And now what? Oh, sense of security maybe, waiting for the distraction. Does he emerge through the smoke? He does. Perfect from Keto. Wow. Big annihilate Sprout. Just waiting for that distraction. Oh, look at this little ball rolling past. Boom. Punishment.
Really impressive mid-game from Big. I mean, just the timing perfectly. You don't have much to work with. I think they had 1 smoke grenade. A lot of Deagles just kind of finding their mark. But this wasn't just raw aim. That wasn't just fragging power coming out from Big. I mean, it was just really well-timed pushes. I thought maybe it was premature for Tizian to take the duel towards Ivy against Slacks. You know, Slacks shuts him down, finds the first kill. It's like, okay, you're comfortable now if you're Sprout, and that actually was their downfall. So a fast outside play from Big. Xantares already threw Olaf to sandwich. He gets challenged immediately by Cressy, who was so scary on the previous buy round for Deagles on the side of Sprout. But answering back is Tabson with 3.
That's how you use a Galil. I don't want to hear no excuses. The Galil's bad. No, you're bad.
Nice, slow, controlled bursts, y'all.
You like Tabson. Farvin still creeping with the scout, looking for a headshot. Maybe attack will be enough. 2 players alone. Spitty creeping with a Desert Eagle. So we've seen early in both teams' CT slides being aggressive in main versus a mixed bag of weaponry from the T team has caused problems for both. Maybe more so for Sprout.
Yeah, I mean, Big got punished, I think, twice kind of early on, once on a force buy and once on a buy round for playing, maybe gambling a bit in T-Con, just making sure that they secure some map control. I understand the desire to do that, but of course, we've seen how dangerous those deagles can be, especially at close range. When you get punished like that, you don't really have anything to fall back on outside, so you just give, 1 or 2 trains worth towards the E-box, amount of space to the Ts without any backup, and Big capitalizes on it there.
It's a random collection of stickers on the Blood in the Water. I think there's a Spitty sticker and a Tyloo sticker. There's color clashes there. There's unlikely to be connection between the two,
Blood in the Water is such a nice skin, too. Why would you want to tarnish it with stickers? Ugh.
I have an MLG sticker on mine, which I think is appropriate for the no-scopes,
okay.
right? And it's nice and blue. I've got the foil on there. Moves nice with the lights. Blood in the Water, one of the best skins in the game. I'm a big fan of sharks, as most people know. Love me some sharks.
Me too. Shark facts.
Been bull shark diving in Fiji. Reef shark diving in Bahamas. I have not seen a tiger shark yet, and I would love to see the hammerhead. Those are 2 things I would like to see in the future, but what Big don't want to see is any of this shark scout that's in the hands of Slacks now.
I'm just thinking about Jaws.
Oh, that's one way to kick things off. There's Zeus, but the weapon will be protected. Got to be careful with the lineups here. There's a traffic jam coming out of the Pop Dog, and Slacks is looking to be the traffic cop. Well, he'll slow them down a tad, but I think Fovin's best opportunity to come on gone very quickly. He'll be shift walking away. Maybe he'll try to collect something from somewhere else.
Blood in the Water not finding, well, I mean, you got a couple tags there, but not the difference maker in this round.
Yeah. This pistol is weirdly expensive. I think it's kind of rare.
I'm not crazy about it.
It's yeah, if I'm thinking of the right one, I think this one's like a lot more expensive than most others, but Fovin might be a bit of a collector. His knife is about $6,000.
Hot damn.
Yeah. Big purple M9 is not a cheap weapon.
I'm actually in the market for a knife upgrade these days.
Oh, what are you rocking?
I got a classic blue steel.
Oh.
Matches my blue gloves. It's not a bad look. Oh my God, look at that thing.
Yeah, that's at least $6,000. At least. It is a very spicy little blade he's got there. But he'll have to have some heavy output as well to justify this stuff.
I don't know if Dennis even saw him.
Ooh! Well, we did wonder if a Krieg would be out, and it was out for a very brief time indeed. 100% armor penetration. Absolutely melts, but not on this occasion. Big still has control, though, of the ladder position. System is creeping with the AWP. So it's a great start for Sprout. Dennis and Farvan are low, but they're alive. Things will start to slow down.
Yeah, Big just going to have to wait out a lot of this utility to even make a move towards Ivy. A couple of smokes and a Molotov left on the CT side of Sprout. Back 6 smoke comes out. From this back green position over towards Hell, Cressy's just going to have to sit and wait, bide his time. The rest of his team rolls passive, and the outside push comes out. First frag from Xantares on Dennis. Starts things out for Big, but things up 3-on-3. Keto finds 2, and now it's just Cressy in a 1v3 from back 6, finding 1. Will not find another. Xantares grabbing that round for Big.
That is an effort from Keto. Very nice effort. And indeed, Big are looking, I mean, for me, Big are looking like a stronger team right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think when their plan A doesn't go the way they want, when they're put in a disadvantageous situation, they feel, it looks like they're more inclined to force their way back out of it with individual performance, as we see from Keto here.
Yeah, and for Sprout, I mean, you found the opener over towards Pop Dog. That probably should not have happened. Dennis maybe getting a little bit fortunate in his fight. But then, just the way that things panned out, you got low HPs. It's understandable that you want to go fall back, play more passive. But if you're not able to establish a crossfire and actually put some pressure on the players that are coming out of Pop Dog towards Z-Box and out of T-Con towards Olaf. You know, Big are just able to roam free, kind of take any gunfight they want against you. And, you know, like you said, seems as though the individuals on Big are out shooting the Sprout side right now.
I don't think that molly went as deep as it was supposed to, but the HE will certainly... Oh, could have done a little more damage than that, but everyone's alive. This is the expected angle for a CT. This is where they generally stand. Xantaro's doing a great job of checking everything else, slowly but surely, and now they can split the A bomb site. Got Hydroponic Tizian moving through like a sentry, and not sure what else there is for Sprout to do here. It is a long road back on train for Sprout, and the wheels are not turning. Oh, there's something to be collected. Slacks has to be careful, and it has to be quick. Picks up the AK-47. Xantaro's will be deleted as well. Potentially a second one then for Farven.
Yeah, 3 HP though. He's got to skate on out of there. Try and save that if you can.
Yeah, Tabson knows this weapon needs to be protected. Now Big have a lot of game points going in their favor. Searson will lose the AWP. That's a huge pickup.
Yeah.
And that's always a dangerous thing, something you got to think about. If you're hunting like anti-ecoing players with an AWP, you have to have some support, because worst case scenario, this is what happens. When Simple was very early on in his career, he would sometimes chase ecoing players with an AWP.
Never a good idea.
I think it was a Dren who was following him, just trying to, because he knows like, oh no, this is not the most sensible play. Trying to protect it many, many moons ago. So Sprout, that really helps them, the AWP in their buy. 2 AWPs, 2 AUGs, and the M4. We'll see if there's anything left in the tank.
Yeah, if there's a world in which Sprout's able to come back into this game, we're going to cite that exact save of the AWP as potentially being the difference maker. Favin demonstrating so very quickly in this round. Searson falls. It's 15-7. Big is already poised to take this map.
I feel like Searson was a little slow on the trigger there.
I'm not sure if he actually had a target acquired when he actually died, but it certainly seemed like from the X-ray.
Yeah.
Probably had it. Maybe not.
Oh, that's chunks I'm talking about. Oh, but that's even more chunks. And that means that Tabson is dead. 3 versus 5 for Big. We spoke about them turning things around when the plan A's gone the wrong way. It's a lurk smoke. And a response. You know, at least one player is above the B bomb site, but Sprout will be reasonably comfortable with all their players alive. Spinny spots the creep, and things go from good to great for Sprout. Will there be some spray into the smoke? Dissipating. Tizian trying to hold rotation. I think he's got to go for some kills here. Keto's got 11k. He's got a lot more than the rest of his teammates, but...
Yeah, Sprout comeback may kind of seem like it's a little bit of a pipe dream, but if you're able to keep 4 alive here, keep both AWPs in play, certainly it's not out of the question.
I wanted to see Tizian jump off to try and plant the bomb because he had 10 HP and he would have died. So that just would have been a fun way.
Man.
Yeah, would have been a fun way to end the round. Let's see how they spread the wealth then on the Big side. I think you'll see it in a second. It used to be in the meta, the molly and double HEs in the ladder room, and it hasn't been for a very long time. I have always spammed it when I've been commentating Train, and somebody, I forget what team it was, they actually did it.
They indulged you personally. There's another AWP pick to start things out. Searson 0 for 2 in the last 2, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's big, James. Sorry.
Well, now with Train going out, we won't see those shenanigans for a while at least. So this map was made by a team, an external team. I think they were called Pop Dog Studios, or something along those lines. And I think that Pop Dog logo, I think, is their company logo. Some trivia for you. There is a wiki for Counter-Strike and the maps and so on.
This is always my favorite. Both players, you can't hear the comms, but you know they're debating in their comms about what nades they're throwing and where they need to line up for it. See whether it pans out.
Oh, beautiful! Thank you very much.
You get both nades, but that second one only does 2 HP, where the damage almost.
That's telepathy right there. That's telepathy, man.
You spoke it into existence.
I take responsibility for that play. That was all me. 38 seconds remained for Big in another 4 versus 5 situation. That's a meaty flashbang to thwart the lurk from Tizian, but he's still here. 29 seconds now. There's not much information towards B, and Sprout are wondering. They're playing very passively with the smokes up towards the IV position. But here come the entries from Big. 3-on-3 as the rotation was being held for a time, but Spitty's made his way out. They've got to take control of this bomb site to plant the bomb, and it's going from, well, it's going really well for Big at the moment. Double AWP retake, smokes dissipating. That's a fast one from Favin. Switches out for the AK-47. Maybe not expecting him to peek him now. Expecting AWP there. The timing is perfect for Tabson. Favin coming in from Ivy, and there it is. 16-8 for Big. They have a very strong game on Train versus Sprout.
Wow. What a performance from Keto. And right there in that last round, Zentara is just finding these head-level fights 3 in a row, finding 1-taps on all of them. And Big with a decisive map 1 victory on Sprout's map pick of Train.
Yeah, they start strong in the domestic. It'll be the thoughts of the desk after the break, and then more carnage between Sprout and Big.
Well, Big will start this match by spraying some herbicide all over their German compatriots of Sprout. Really, they should have been GMO plants that were Roundup ready. Just waiting for that Monsanto sponsorship here at Flashpoint. maybe Sprout should get a Monsanto sponsorship. But really nothing seemed to be working right here for Sprout. Now, they picked Train. We've talked about how Train may not be the most practiced map for a lot of teams because teams know it's going to get phased out in favor of Ancient. And Sprout here, you guys thought they looked a little shaky.
Again, they had a good veto. They wanted to come here because they beat FaZe on Train. But obviously, that doesn't say that much. When we look at this match especially, it helps contextualize the fact that FaZe weren't playing that well. Because Sprout, this kind of looked like, in the worst way possible, a Fnatic playing Train. There was a lot of defaults with a lot of open duels. The amount of 3Ks that Keto got, it was very good by him, a great match by him, but my God, Sprout did not give him any resistance.
Yeah, Keto popped off in this one, and then it's Keto, it's what he needed to do, because I was prefacing it in the pregame, and it is the true reality of this big team. They've been stagnating, it hasn't looked too good for them, and people in Germany have been kind of talking about should they replace Keto or another player on big for Favin, and right now Keto puts his foot down. He says that we aren't going to subsidize any of your croppage, and we're going to farm you. So that's exactly what he did in this game.
He did farm them, very nice, and we did see, of course, the 30 bomb dropped on only 24 rounds in total.
Yeah.
So that's a very impressive stat line to end our first map here. And if you guys are wondering, it is International Goth Day. That is why I have dressed like this.
Oh, that's why?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Hard to tell who sometimes.
yeah, I know. It does get random. I was wearing a giant silk, 20 yards of crimson silk and a blonde wig for a skit that we'll be releasing in the coming days here.
You're just eccentric, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
I can't argue that. I am, in fact, eccentric. So I guess that's it, too. And you will get more goth. You promised.
I said I'm getting converted slowly,
You're getting
though.
converted.
Yeah.
The analogy you put it was that you were the freshman.
Yeah, I'm the freshman. You're clearly the senior. Launders is the junior in school, and I'm just the freshman that wants to fit in, and I want to be, part of the gang. So
Yeah,
you guys are gonna show me the way.
I'm walking here.
That,
walking.
that analogy also, I think, fits our esports careers in terms of longevity as well. So it's working out. Did you know that the longer you're in esports, the more goth you get?
That makes sense. I've seen what Thorne and Richard have become.
That's true. They've internalized the darkness of esports, Wally. All right. Well, back to the match. Let's talk a little bit about Favin, because he has been an outstanding player on this Sprout lineup. And as you said, Maui, he could be the presumptive heir to Keto's spot on big, but Keto put his foot down and said no. Didn't stop Favin from having a great map, though.
Yeah, Favin in this game showed that there is a reason that people are talking about him, that even against Big, who have the structure, who put together some really well-orchestrated rounds, Favin can pick him apart, and he showed that he had great rifle prowess, along with some opping capabilities as well. On the CT side, when he was able to secondary op, he was able to find some damage with that on top of it. But overall, Favin, he's just such a consistent force in these rounds, and he takes the right amount of initiative to find picks in the default, and in the mid-late round too, he can be also pretty scary in the clutch.
Up to like round 24 or so, Dennis and Speedy just were not putting together too many kills in general. They had like, I think 7 or 8 each in this match, and that was kind of a problem for Sprout, but as Maui said, Favin was a consistent force, getting a lot of the right kills and stuff. And I think for the philosophy of the match, which was a very loose approach to the T side and peeking a lot of different things without, untradeable positions, Favin at least was winning a high percentage of his duels.
Yeah, fair enough. And that is a big bright spot for this Sprout roster, something that they can grow into over time as long as they can retain the player. But we do have to talk about some things that perhaps weren't going so well for Sprout, and you guys were particularly disappointed with their defaults on Train, which is interesting because you would think that's where they would be solid if this is going to be their map pick, and you guys felt that round 11 more or less kind of